Hello and welcome to this reading, a relationship flower reading. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about what we did and what was going on and what this is all about to start with. Oops, hang on, it's jumped on board when it's not supposed to be there yet. Let's just get that one off. All right, so what this is all about is over the weekend we did a workshop. Now, the workshop is about your goals in life, and this one happens to be a relationship goal. Now, what happens is I do a very light meditation, nothing deep because we're all having a good time and it's a big group. So we do a light little meditation. We focus on our happiness goal. Now, as I said, this one's about relationships, so we need to sort of work it out because we all have different reasons to be happy. We have reasons, could be financial, it could be relationships, it could be health. There's lots of reasons why that we want to look at, that we want to create that happiness. And for this particular person, it was in regards to a relationship. So after we do this gentle meditation, we actually create or draw our relationship goal. So our intuition is discovering what it is we need to put out there. Now, it's really quite funny because people may see, because with this meditation, you see a flower, okay, and then that's your goal. So flowers are your goals in life. So you see this flower and you've got to draw it. And we use watercolour pencils, so I let the ladies use water and have a play. When they draw this, or when they see it in their mind, it can look very, very different to how they draw it. And that's the whole beauty of it. It's because what we see and what we perceive things to be become quite different when we're actually starting to create them. So I'll bring this one, add this one to the stream. So this is the happiness goal, and it is about relationships. So when we did the workshop, what they do is the ladies will, or the people will do their drawing, their painting, create their piece of art, and then we actually all learn how to do the reading. There's different reasons why people use formats. They use the landscape or they use the portrait. In this case, it's the portrait. And there's lots of aspects behind it. There's like 16 different areas that we can look at for this flower drawing to get an understanding of what this lady's intuition is telling her about her relationship goal. So I'm just going to jump into it. Now, one of the things we looked at when we were doing the course was that we look at the petals. The petals are about attraction, what you're attracting. And because she had 5 very distinct petals, I said to her, there's 5 main areas that you really find that they're really important to you as far as attracting the right sort of person. And so she decided to write it in there. So you can see the areas that she's written that. And we can then go in a little bit deeper. See, she wasn't aware that we were going to do this. And we can go in a bit deeper. But let's start from the bottom and work up. The bottom is, we can see that this plant or this flower is on the ground. It's well and truly grounded. She has a very good understanding of really what she wants, even though you may not feel that you do, you do. And I could say this because she knows what she doesn't want. So we can see that this plant is grounded. This flower, this goal is grounded, and it's quite solid in its format. Now, the stem is all about the journey and the path to the goal. Sometimes you won't see stems. A lot of the times when people do flower drawings, they won't do a stem. This one's got a stem. And look at that stem. It's strong, it's straight, it's very, very clear. This lady knows what she wants. This lady really does know what she wants. She may not be able to express it as well as she would like, but she knows what she wants, and she's very clear with that. And as you watch that stem, we see it's definitely strong enough to hold that flower. When we look at the visual side of it, it is strong enough to hold the flower. I keep looking this way, sorry, because the flower's over there for me. I'll just bring it across in front. So the stem's definitely strong enough to hold the flower. And as you can see, it actually gets stronger as it gets towards the goal. As the goal gets there, that journey, that path becomes stronger and even more supportive. So that's the stem. The stem is the journey or the path to get to your goals. Now, some of the other ladies had very long and windy paths or stems. Some had none at all. But for this particular lady, it is strong, it is clear, and in all honesty, it doesn't look that long. it is in perspective, if you look at it that way. The other things we can look at too is the leaves on it. Now, she's written on there, leaves are our guides, which is correct. And then she's got one that's future and one as past. Now, it's not necessarily past as in somebody who's died or that you don't relate to anymore. It is somebody that you have known, well known. So you're going to get your guide and your understanding from somebody that you've known and you've known for quite some time. So they've been in your past for a while. And there's somebody there, when we look at the future goal, there is also someone there that's going to help her in the future. And that's not far away when we look at that. Now, the leaves, again, we look at shapes. We will do that with the petals and all the rest, but we look at the shapes to get an understanding of who the guides are or what the guides are like. So we know that the first one, say the one lower down in the path at the beginning of the journey, let me show you, which is there. We know that one is from somebody that she's known quite well. It is of a masculine type of advice or support or guide. So it is masculine. Now, yet when we look at the edges are quite blurry, which means it's a softer aspect. So although this person could be saying things directly in more of a masculine way, they're actually softening those edges a little bit by going, by explaining a little bit more, by giving a little bit more guidance. So in that and in the one in the future, which also isn't very far away, because I would say this lady is well on her path here. So this one here that is somebody that she is meeting for the first time, or may have known but not connected with them as much. So this person is in the future, and they're the same. It's more of that masculine aspect, and it's more direct, and it's like, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to look at. Now, you have that choice to look at, but as they're saying that, this is what you need to do. Be mindful of this. You've got the sharper edges there, but you've also got the softer side to it as well. So we go, okay, there's going to be areas there that are quite crisp, and you're going to get this information quite crisp and quite easily, but then it's going to be softened as well. So it's not going to be all direct. It's not going to be like, oh, just get off your ass and do this, not really aggressive. It's going to be a little bit more matter of fact, but with that softening edge. So when we're looking at getting an understanding of what you want to attract or who you want to attract, it's sort of going, yes, we want to do bang, 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 but let's soften that a little bit. Let's get a bit more of an understanding on it. So that is the guides that this lady is going to receive. So her strong path, there's no if, buts, or maybes. She's on her way there. And I would say she's halfway there. She's got to be pretty close. All right, now we come back again to the petals of attraction. Now, and this person has written them all in there. So she's got it all in there in what she wants to attract into a relationship. Now, when we look at this, we look at the actual shape of the petals. Now, the petals themselves are quite round. Okay, they're not elongated, they're quite round. So these are very, very feminine. So what she is attracting needs to be, the person she is attracting needs to be feminine. Now, I'm not saying it has to be a girl or a boy. It's whatever you want, but they need to have that feminine aspect to them. So when we look at feminine or feminine behaviors, we look at somebody who's nurturing, somebody who can talk, who can express themselves, somebody that is caring. And actually she's got caring down there. That's where I just saw that. Somebody in that frame of mind. So they don't have to be, if it was a male, I would say it's a new age man type thing, one that has probably gone through relationships already and gets the understanding of how we need to communicate, how we need to look after those who are around us, who needs to be nurturing, needs to be caring. So definitely that, even though she has all these other words on there, her biggest aspect is somebody of a more feminine nature, somebody who is still look, I know this lady. I know she is looking for a man, but I don't think she is really aware that the man she's looking for needs to be very, very open, needs to be very caring and communicate and very nurturing. And we all nurture in different ways. So a man could nurture in a context of building her something, if he's into building, providing a nice home for her, if he's a provider. So he's going to be doing different things, but the nurturing will still come in, and you will see that in different ways. And I don't think she's quite aware of how important that is, that nurturing aspect is to her. So yes, caring, yes, healthy, yes, trust, yes, honesty, yes, energetic, but it's got to be nurturing as well. Really need to make sure it's, because look, you could attract somebody who's energetic, but they may not be nurturing. They could be energetic and they go and do their own thing, and they get out there and they do the triathlons and this and that. And they up and go and everything else. But if they're not nurturing, they're not responsive to you as well, they're not going to be the right person. So we need to look at all that. One of the things in here that she has got is trust too. Now, we all see trust in a different way, and trust is really about trusting yourself. If you can't trust yourself to find the right person, the person that you need, then you can't trust that person either. So trust is all about trusting ourselves, and we need to trust our intuition, we need to trust our gut, we need to trust who we are and what we are and how we want to go forward. So trust is very important, but the trust isn't about the other person, the trust is more about you. In fact, all of this flower image is more about you. Caring for yourself, being energetic, being honest with how you're feeling and trusting those feelings, being healthy. All of that is about you. And as you develop, you will attract the right person, because the honesty, the energetic, the health, the caring, the trust will all come together. Now, the other aspect we can look at with the petals of attraction is the colours. Now, very, very clear, there's a yellow on the outside of some of those. Honesty, energetic, caring, definitely got yellow. Healthy and trusted, more of the orange colour on the outside. Now, when I do this with the workshops, I ask them, they get their little printout there, they can have a look at the printout, and they choose their own colours, because it is all about them developing their intuition and learning to understand the messages they're receiving. It's not about me telling them, it's about them learning. So I'm not sure what she picked out with her colours, and I'm just going to go through what I feel. And I feel I'm pointing this time now, sorry. I feel that with these petals here, as we can see around the yellow on those, I feel that's about inspiration. Now, when I look at that, it's, and this is the petals of attraction. So this is about her being this way and attracting somebody who likes that, and somebody who is like, attracts like, remember? So this is her on the outside. We're going, I really see that as motivation. Inspiration. I really see that as inspiration around the outside here. Okay, so when we look at that with honesty, the inspiration is being open and honest. When we're looking at energetic, the inspiration is seeing you do it. So if this person is doing exercise, or is walking the beach, or doing different things, that's going to attract the right person. So that energetic is about, it's about inspiring. They see that as inspiration. Well, this lady's not just saying she wants somebody who's energetic, she's actually energetic. And so that like attracts like. So that's what I see. And the inspiration about caring too. And this lady's just a natural carer, so I don't even need to go there. But it's when somebody else sees it, they're inspired. And they're inspired to do the same. And you see that and you go, whoa, that's inspiring. And we do this like for like. So I see that. Now, that's for the petals. The yellow in the center I see a little bit differently, but I'm going to go to that one in a minute. The orange on the outside, it's funny enough, I sort of saw that, I actually saw that as sincere. The orange on the outside I see is sincere. So when we're looking at energetic, you see that it's inspiring, but it also becomes sincere. The honesty is inspiring. And when we talk about honesty and inspiring someone, that's when you're sitting there and you're dating someone for the first time and you're honest without being obnoxious. And not that this lady's obnoxious, but you're still honest. And it's like saying, well, this is what I feel I want in somebody, in a relationship. I'm not always 100% sure if that's what it is. And so you're being honest about how you're feeling. You're being honest in the fact that I might not have it all right, but I'm really open to understanding it. And that's when this sincerity comes in. And that's what I see with this orange is it's a very strong sincere or sincerity that comes in. And trust is the same. Healthy is the same. You're sincerely healthy, like it's there all the time. It's not and I don't mean that you have to be a vegan and you have to do this right and do that right. But in general, you're sincere about how you look after yourself. And that's really, really important because that's going to attract the right person. And it's not going to attract somebody. This is where you've got to be mindful. When somebody is honest, caring, trusting, energetic and healthy, so you've got all those elements. When somebody's like that, we have this like attracts like, and you're going to find that. However, you're going to have the other aspect, and this is where you need to be mindful, and this is that inspirational aspect. You're going to inspire people, and people are going to want to go, I want her because she's inspiring me. But what we've got to do is bring that sincerity in and see if they also inspire you, or is it that you just need to fix them? They need to inspire you. Now, I know this lady's got the understanding of that because I've spoken to her, so I know she's got that understanding. But she needs to be a little bit more mindful of it in the fact that, yes, you may attract some of the sort of right people, but when we sort of get a little bit deeper and we see their sincerity towards it, we understand that, no, that's probably not where we need to be. But don't blame them. Holy dooly, mate, you're so inspiring. You're going to attract other people like that. Give them a break. But you'll find it. Trust your gut. Keep that trust, because that trust, when you keep going, I need the trust. The trust is in you. You trust it. If it goes, this person doesn't feel quite right, trust it. But don't be disheartened about it. It's all going to work out fine. So when we look at the center, we talk about the heart center. Okay, so this is where the heart center is all about. There's a little bit of detail in the heart center. She's added these little extra bits there that weren't there before. So there's a little bit more detail in the heart center. So she's getting a lot more understanding of where she wants to go. Now, when we see some of the flower images, they can change colors as they go in. They can be quite distinct in the center. Whereas with this one, it's very, very blended. Now, I don't see this yellow in here as inspiration as it was out there. So the inspiration to the attraction at the very beginning is quite inspiring. So they've got to be in an energetic side, they've got to be inspired. Both have to be inspired. Both have to be sincere about it before it moves into the center. Do we get that understanding? Okay, when we look at honesty, we need to be inspired by the honesty. We need to be sincere about the honesty on both parties before it comes into the center. So when we're attracting something, we start from the outside and we bring it into the heart, okay? And we get that understanding of it. So when we get closer to the heart, we see we've got this light, a yellow again. Now, I saw this yellow as motivation. So we've got the inspiration. Now we've got to have the motivation. Mate, you're not going to get her heart just by being who you are. You need to motivate it. You need to make sure you are ticking the right boxes. You need to make sure she is ticking the right boxes because she's trusting herself. So this inspiration is going to come in quite strongly before they get right to the heart center. Okay, so the motivation has to come in quite strongly. So I also see that motivation in an aspect where we go, you know, when we've been in a relationship for a long time and we start to get a little bit, you know, like, oh, what do you want to do on the weekend? Oh, whatever you want to do. And you get into a routine, a real rut very quickly. If this guy does that, mate, he's going to be out of there because this lady needs to have that motivation to love them. She needs to be motivated to love. She's been loved before and been disappointed before. And I guess we all have too, in a certain degree. So she needs to have that motivation after the sincerity. Okay, we need to have that. And she needs to do the same too. Remember, this is about her. She needs to be mindful. She's got to motivate that relationship if she really wants to get into that heart center. And the heart center, I came out with, what was the, I had sincere there. The center I had with energetic. So orange I had for energetic with that center. And when we go with the energetic in the heart center, it's got to be, now I don't, it doesn't have to be constant, but it's got to be there. It's got to be energetic. It's got to be alive, you know. Again, don't get stuck in this rut because that's not going to do it for her. Until you're old enough to want to be in that rut. And sometimes that rut is really quite protective as well. Even the little hairs on it, it almost creates that little protective area. So we can go into that area because that's where you both want to be. If one goes in too soon, no, we've got to get that motivation happening and then we can bring it in together. And that's our happily ever after type thing. But I see that center there. For some reason, I went into energetic. So even though it is a happy ever after, it still needs to be spiritually energetic. There you go, spiritually energetic. We still need to be communicating really well with each other. But look, that's all I've got time for because I was only going to do 15-minute readings and I've already gone to 22 and I have got an appointment. Yep, that's the appointment that just came up then, the naturopath. So I do have to go. But I wish you all the very, very best. Let me know how you go. If there's anything else you want to know about your reading, I'll close that one off. If there's anything else you want to know about your reading, contact me, info@intuitivenature.com.au, and we can go from there. But I'll pop this up. It's to give people an understanding of what the reading's all about too. So I'll pop this up and we'll go from there. And we've got a few other ladies to come along. So all the very best. Take care, and I will catch you up very, very soon. Okay, bye.